I'm excited.
Recording in progress. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Palti familiar, all non-binary folk, and of course, Marto and Tone. Marto,
I love it.
let's rewind this just a little bit because we didn't get it on tape. And can you please share the enthusiasm that you had with us with the rest of the people? Go.
Firstly, hello, Taz and Tone. How are you? G'day to all the PALTI Army, the faithful followers that keep watching us every week and listen to our dribble. I'm excited. It's a big Kev moment this weekend. There are 5 Group 1 races on in Sydney. $5 million up for grabs for the Golden Slipper. The richest 2-year-old race in the world. $9.8 million in total up for grabs in prize money in Sydney. How good is the racing this weekend?
Marto,
There we go.
I can't believe that you said it word perfect. It was like it was scripted. You have got probably.
Oh, yeah. I
Have you
left
got
out a couple of lines, so.
are you that excited? Tone?
I am. I've even taken a whole week off work for it.
Well,
But I tell you what, how open is it? I mean, I reckon you could take 6 tickets in that Golden Slipper and they'd all be confetti.
I reckon you could take 16 and they could be confetti.
Well, someone's going to win of the 16, so one of them will win.
Tone, welcome aboard. It's episode 42 AC, but we're also getting a little bit closer to a not so good day, to be honest. So next week is the 28th, no, 27th, if I'm right.
Yes, it will be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we? Must be
Righty.
close.
And the 27th is actually a year to the day that our young fella, Christian Perry, passed away. So
Yes. An angel went back home.
that's it. But talk to us
Yes.
and tell us what you're doing, because word has it that you've been cracking a porcelain a little bit.
Oh, I don't know. Something's dodgy. The gut's been rumbling like a, I don't know, like a Holden Tirana XU1. You know? Oh, geez, I don't know what I've eaten.
Well, I've had a
What
couple.
I've eaten.
I've had a couple of days off
You
my
know.
work as well, so I plan on going back tomorrow. So I haven't. I've been a little bit under the weather as well, but good to see Marto threw up a winner midweek with Zloty.
Oh,
It's always
even at the starting price at $1.90, she was a bit under the odds. I was happy to get on early at 240 myself, and I hope anyone who saw the post early did get those early odds.
Yeah.
But hey, winners are winners, whatever odds they come in at.
That's
And a close second in the each way bet as well. That was I thought it was going to get over the top late, but Editor just kept kicking and couldn't get there. So we took a place for the each way. So it was a positive day for the Army on Wednesday.
That's it. Now, episode 41, done, dusted, and gone. Episode 42 has a nice ring to it because I've got a gut feeling, and Tone's got a real gut feeling, and Marto is a pain in the guts. So I think we're gonna line up like he was. Just for everyone there watching, in all honesty, I don't care about the footy as much as people think.
Oh, well, yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Guys out there watching, I don't believe him. I mean,
No,
he's a
I don't.
true blue Carlton supporter. And yeah, you can feel a little bit down with the start the season they've had, but I'm sure he cares. Secretly, he cares.
I can't. This is my sticking point with people. I try to explain it. I've tried to explain to Marto. Tone probably believes me, but I'm like, I've got bigger fish to fry. I've got more worries than the silly fucking Carlton Football Club. Yes, yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, I'm in the same boat. We're 0-2 at Sydney, but I'm feeling down about it. But football is my mental release every week.
And that's good for
For
you.
2 hours, I get to enjoy the football, whether we're winning or we're losing. You want to see players perform. You want to see your team out there on the field, and that's my mental release. That's my escape every
That's
week.
good. But for me, I also coach, and we've got round one this week. So for me, my mental release is the round ball where I go and I have training on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And normally on a Thursday night, we have a dinner and stuff and we hang around. And because we've got a little bit of a change of scenery because we've stepped up, so there'll be a little bit more of hanging around on a Thursday night. And then we've got the Saturday. So for me, my actual release is the round ball code because that's my happy place.
Yeah, sure.
It doesn't matter. We're here
I
for
hope you left. I hope you
As-
left Vossi's attack playbook at home. You're not copying notes from that, are you?
because I actually went out and put this on a Carlton forum because people were bagging Vossi, and I heard Ange Postecoglou say something once about
Right.
Tottenham, and he was saying how they were saying that Ange has got no plan B, and Ange, with a straight face, just came back and said, "Yeah, I have plan B, and that's to make plan A work better."
Mm.
There we
And
go.
and I think I really do. And I've thought this for a while, but I think Vossi's very similar. He's very stubborn in the way he does things, and he's not as, I guess, proactive. He's more reactive. He waits too long, and good coaches need to know how to mix things up like this. And it doesn't matter whether it's football, whether it's soccer, whether it's rugby or whatever it is. A good coach can see something before it's actually happened and as it unfolds, and can try to change it, to make some sort of influence. Unfortunately, I haven't seen that yet with Voss. Not saying that
Well, I think we
I haven't
saw
seen
it.
it.
Not this year. I was to cut you off there, Taz. We haven't seen it this year. We did see it last year. He did do something to similar to that effect. When Carlton was down, he just kept saying, "Back the system, back the system, back the system," and they were up after that. The system worked eventually, but of course they got fatigued at the end of the year and they fell over. But the system did work, and he did stick to that same plan week in, week out, and he didn't change it. So in some ways, I guess that is similar to what you're saying about Ange Cost.
They're
Big
very
Ange.
they're very stubborn.
Yes. Yes.
I've got 2 points to make. 2
But they
points
back
to make.
themselves
if I
in.
can.
Please.
One's football and one's the punt. But
Yep.
the football one first, like my dad used to say, and all the uncles used to say, finals are played in September, and it's a bloody long way from round one to the end. So forget about the first few rounds anyway. The second one is, I didn't put this up today, but there was a special that won. But it was a special because it was a special omen bet, and it was at Pakenham. Pakenham, race 5, number 1, big swinger. That was one of Pez's favourite sayings, right? He was always saying, "Oh, he's a big swinger." Always used to say it. And the ironic thing about it, who was on it? Craig Williams.
What was it? $1
And what
price was it though, Tone? $1.40?
It was short up. Yeah, well, it's short after scratchings. When the rain came, they said, "No, we're not running." But
I thought that was quite amusing. I thought, I can't put that up for anybody. It's ridiculous. But Pez always used to say that big swinger. And I thought, yeah, Craig Williams is on it and wins by, I don't know, a few lengths, didn't it?
Yeah.
That horse, Charlotte Littlefield trains it, and it flies. It's been earmarked for bigger and better races. I remember that when it was winning at trials last preparation, because this is only its second prep. Now that you bring that up, what I found out today, interestingly enough, is because we've got an influx of new players to the club. One of the boys that's joined the club, we're having a bit of a chat. He's a senior player, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm involved in a few horses." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, do I know any?" Astrologist.
Oh, no, there we go.
So, like, it's not that he's
never
got
win another race.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean, he was saying he's got it's only 2.5% share that he's got himself. But I just thought to myself, astrologist, what a class! Because
when he was good, he was real good.
well, he was, and also Pezza loved astrologist.
He loved it. Pezza just backed it every time.
And it was just interesting that of all the horses that this bloke could have said,
Okay.
You've got to be joking. Oh, what's that, Tony?
Oh, the missus is running past there, half
shoving things in your gob.
On, but she's
Okay, moving on.
Did you cover that just in case she came past in one of her lingerie outfits? Is that what you were saying?
Well, little birdie told us that.
Congratulations.
A little birdie told us that she's in retirement now.
She is.
That makes you the sole breadwinner, Tone. You're in trouble.
Yeah. Well, it's I get to go to work. That's good, isn't it? Fantastic. Lovely. Great.
Oh, good on her though. What's she put in?
No.
30, 40 years?
38 years. 38
Wow.
years.
Well done. Well done.
Well done. Well,
Thank-
all right. We're going to have to get down to it because we've got plenty to cover and we've already covered
Yes,
a lot.
we do.
None of it, which is anything relevant. Kickstarters this week. Who have we got? We've got Marto going first up. Marto, where are you going? Why are you going? And make it quick. That's going to
Yeah, righto.
have to look
Yeah,
at what
I'm
I've got
going
too.
to.
Mooney
Oh,
Valley.
shit, I lost the page over there. Mooney Valley, race 1, Bird Dubai. I have been waiting for this horse to get up to the 2,400 metre mark because he won a 25 metre race at Chester, which is a real tight turning track, by almost 10 lengths before he was brought out over here. He's on Mooney Valley. He's going to be forward. He's drawn nicely. Got a good jockey on board. 2,500 metres. Cherry ripe after really pushing hard behind Rivellare last start at Flemington over 2,000 metres. The 2,500. Catch me if you can.
Perfect. I'm going to go next, Tone, because we're going to stick to Mooney Valley. Yep. And save you for last. But I'm also going to Mooney Valley, race 2, number 1. Shergui, I think I pronounce it.
Oh, yes.
And it was luckless last week, and it was only beaten by less than a length. I like the fact that my mate Craig Williams sticks to it. It is a blue battler. It's had a look at Flemington before. I think its Sydney form reads okay as well, and I think it should go. It should be close enough, if good enough. That's the best
100% agree. This was very nearly my Kickstarter before I went with Bird Dubai instead. Chogui, yeah, I agree with the luckless last start. Should have won.
Tone, tell us where you're going because you're not going to.
No, I'm not. No, staying away from that criminal state. I've gone up to Sydney and I've going to race 2, number 8. Get on, it's a knockout. We've got a real jockey on board in Timmy Clark. He doesn't pull them up like Zach Lloyd. He's really in my shit list at the moment. So is that. Oh, there's a few others. Anyway, yes, I think it's good value at $5.50. It's drawn well. It's been really flying of late and very consistent. It was a good win last start, I think. Oh, hang on. Last start it was narrowly beaten. Win last start. Narrowly beaten last start, I think it was, at Randwick. It's up in trip, but it'll be right up there. I think it's a big chance. It is a tough race, mind you, as they all are up in Sydney this week. But I couldn't find anything I liked in Melbourne.
That's all right. Early. You know how you say about
took them off
jocks. Now, there were 2 boys that are in a bit of trouble. One got 10 years and the other one's yet to be determined. Now, that's... what was his first name? But his surname was German. The ex-Victorian jockey just got done 10 years because
10 years.
He got 10 years because what he was doing is getting horses beat. So he was in collaboration with someone, and of 89 horses, he recommended to not win. 87 didn't win. And there was a punter who won, I think it was about 2.5 million as a result. And was it Lewis German or Lucas German?
Yeah, Lewis,
isn't it?
Yeah,
Lewis?
So, he's got 10 years. And there's further investigations ongoing for the son of Michael Clark as well, M. Poi. So very, very interesting.
Yeah. Well,
so,
Michael Poi is an absolute criminal. There's a reason he went to WA is because he was found out in Victoria. He ran away from it. It's finally caught up with him. So Michael Poi deserves everything he get. I remember a mate of mine dropped 20 grand on a horse. He gave us notice that they were going forward and was going to win at the Valley. When they jumped out the gates, he went straight out the back and didn't touch the horse with a whip. 20 grand straight down the drain.
Well, I think I remember
that. Poi, it was a few years back now. But Michael Poi deserves everything to get. So does Lewis German. They're criminals. They really are.
How can you give him 10 years? Just put him out for life. You know, you're doing that sort of crap.
He's done
bad.
He is. 10 years puts him out for life, mate. He's not coming back after that.
You know what the sad thing out of all this was, and this is what he said. he thought he would get paid for doing it. So not only did he do the wrong thing, but he got screwed over because he didn't make a cracker out of it either.
Yeah.
No honor
Well,
among thieves, is there?
no, there's not. I mean, how many tips? How many punters have sent you a tip for saying thanks for that tip? Not one, is there?
No.
Very few and far between. You get a little 5 or 10 thrown your way to say thanks for the tip. I made a bit of money on it, but it just doesn't happen from punters.
Yeah, well, because we know what happens. Everyone's
because the next week is shit.
Yeah,
and they get back what they want.
Now, let's go to the main races. We'll get our main bets out of the way because then we can talk about the other stuff. So, I'm going to start, if you don't mind, because I want to really put a smile on Tone's face. Because I know that Tone does not like betting and will not bet again in the criminal state of Queensland. I am. My best bet weekend.
No.
Eagle Farm, race 7, number 9, Hermanita. Now, Hermanita will be ridden by Talia Felon. Talia Felon has an impeccable record on this horse. She's going to claim 2. We'll push forward. She knows the mare. She's been on her in the money 8 out of 10 starts. 8 out of 10. Now, this thing hasn't missed the money over the distance. It should be able to push forward and kick away. Now, I know there's another leader in this race in Myrtle something, I think it's called, but it's drawn the fence and we've drawn the 5. So what I would like to think will happen is the Myrtle horse will hold the fence, we'll sit outside it, put the pressure on, and then just go bang. Because at 1,200, we just win. $5.50, Eagle Farm, Tone's excited. Race 7, number 9. Is Talia Felon a criminal, Tone?
I don't know, Talia Felon.
That's a good thing.
Actually.
It means at this point in time, she is not a criminal. That's me.
That's right. She's in the neutral zone because I don't know. Honestly, no. I've heard that.
Know a lot about her.
I think before, but
she can't be too bad if she's claiming 2. That's me, done and dusted. Marto, where are you going?
I'll go to where's Rose Hill, race 3 in the Mannion Cup, another cup race, of course. We're going with Al Alcancel. I hope I pronounced that right. It's a Waterhouse Bot mare, 5-year-old, lightly raced. She's had 8 starts with 3 wins and 4 seconds. She was pressured up front last start in the Randwick City Stakes, and to her credit, she was there to be beat, but she kept binding and held off the likes of Warmonger. Yeah, there was a weight swing there, but this is an easier field, and she only goes up 1.5 kilos. From barrier 5, Timmy Clark will take her forward, and again, it'll be a case of catch me if you can. Al Cants, race 3 at Rose Hill.
That's a double.
Perfect.
That's a double for Timmy Clark already.
Yes, it is.
Fantastic.
Tone, where are you going? Not to Queensland.
I'm popping back. No, I'm popping back down to Victoria, Moonee Valley.
Oh, Moonee Valley.
Race 5, number 7. How do you say it, Marto? Zeryab, is it? Zeryab?
Yeah, Zeryab. Yeah, that'll do.
There we go. One of trained by Mar, and it's got one of Australia's leading jockeys on the moment on board, who's on fire at the moment. 2 of my favourites at the moment are Harry Coffey and Ashley Morgan. I'm right, they're right on the golden zone. I think Harry can get up on this. It's around about 380 favourite, but a good win last start. I think it's 1-2 from 4 or 5 this time in. Got good early speed, and yes, it's in a tough race, but I think this race is all set up for it. I think Harry, is safe as a house.
What's the
I don't think
race, boys? Do you know what
distance?
2040. The Cox Plate trip.
Well, why not?
And
There'll be a few people that love a Z horse, Tone. That's for sure. We know that much.
Certainly will.
Yes.
I do like Zeryab as well. I think there's a little bit of a rough chance for Golden Crusader, but I think Zeryab just pulls one out the hat here. Looks very, very good with 53 kilos. And Harry Coffey, I like your selection there, Tone.
Good. Let's hope it can win, Marto.
Well,
very, very good.
All the best bets are locked, loaded, done. Marto, you said there's 5 group races in Sydney,
Oh, yes.
but the
I'm just
main
bringing them up.
Race
feature,
5 down to race 9.
but the slipper's the main.
Golden Slipper. The Golden Slipper. Let's talk about the Golden
But,
Slipper
but, but,
because we
but,
could
but,
have.
wait, but the
Yes.
horse that you never wanted to be in it is in it, and it's
He
favourite.
fell in. He fell in.
Well,
He
Dan,
fell in because of
How did
scratching.
they manage to put it in? I know what you're going to say.
Oh, he got lucky. He got lucky. I still can't have him. I think he's just going to be all boxed up. I really think that horse is screaming out for 1,400, and they keep trying him over 1,200. It just looks like he wants further each time he goes. I think it's going to be a very, very good 1,400-meter horse, but because the money's here at 1,200, you probably have him in your top 5 in this race, but I just can't have him as a standout favourite.
Who's your tip?
My tip has always been North England. I think that Breeders' Plate form has gone very, very well through the 2-year-olds, through summer and into early autumn as well. I think he was very, very good up front last start, into the wind, setting the pace. He was under pressure. He was entitled to tire late, but really only did it over the last 50 when what was it? Tenterus got over the top and
Scotland wins. Is that what you're saying?
Sorry?
Scotland wins.
Scotland, North England, not Scotland.
Oh, it's called North England.
Could be.
Isn't that where Scotland is?
It could be Wales.
It could be Wales.
But I like North England. But like we said, I mean, you could have half a dozen tickets here. Devil Knight brings up the Blue Diamond form. Revelino, she finished well. I think Tycoon Star is a bit of a rough chance here as well. Skyhook, of course, very, very good run last week and should have beaten Revelino in that, was it the Galaxy? Anyway, the race before last.
What about you?
But
let's
yeah,
go.
what have you got, Tone?
You've told us, Marta, you've
I've
taken.
covered half the field.
You have.
You got half the field.
My one bet is each
North-
way on North England, and I'm having a little bit on Skyhook as well for the win.
Nice one. There's the poison. Go, Tone. What do you like?
Well, it's fucked now because Marto's just going to have a little bit on my horse.
That's it.
Mate, I'm in form. How could you knock that?
Skyhook, I like Skyhook. I've gone off Revelino, which I think's a really good price, and I jumped off Devil Knight. I'm pretty happy with McAvoy being on this, and it'll be in it. It's a raffle, really. It's a raffle.
It is.
I mean, this thing's in form as a lot of the other horses are, but I do like it. I think it's nicely weighted. It's drawn well, and last start was an exceptionally good win, wasn't it?
It was. And let me tell you the formula for the Golden Slipper before we hear your tip, Taz.
Yep.
The formula for the winners of the Golden Slipper: 3 runs, front runners, drawn between 2 and 6. That's the formula for the Golden Slipper that has been.
Well, the good thing about that is in some ways I can include my tip because I am going for the one that you don't want, the one that fell in, Woden, with James on board.
Yeah.
It's drawn the inside.
Barrier 2.
It can race forward, and I reckon all the reasons that you said that you don't want it or think it can win are the very same reasons that I think it can win. Because whilst I don't dispute that this could be better at 1,400, I think it gets cover on the inside, and I think it's got a nice little sprint. And if it gets out at the right time, it should finish all over the top of them.
And that's the question.
I don't see it getting far back. I think that it'll race closer than what we expect. And for me, J-Mac sticking on it, and this horse has been like $1.45, $2, $2.50. It now gets juicy odds of $5.50. The bookies have made their money, and now it's time we did.
Yeah, I mean, it does have a chance. I just think with that barrier 2, if he does take that sit just off the pace again, he's going to get boxed in. If J-Mac does take him forward, then for sure he's going to be every chance and be that $5.50 chance as well. But I just think if he does take that sit just off the pace again, I think he's a real danger of getting boxed in.
I reckon he'll be just forwarded. I mean, I think he will be handy. Like if there's a leading division of say 3 or 4, I think he sits just behind them. He's not going to be rear of midfield. If he's rear of midfield, he's probably screaming home and he runs 4th or 5th. And what you said about 1,400 is right. But if he can be that little bit more forward and just get the cover when that split does come, or the opening comes, or he goes through the fence or whatever, depending on what
Yep.
J-Mac does, I think it wins if J-Mac gets it right. For me,
Yeah, that's it. Yes, and no better jockey to get it right either.
that's it. Now there's also the William Reed back at Moonee Valley before we go.
Oh, Moonee Valley, yes.
Or do we stay?
Oh, how sad is it?
Sydney. Let's stay in Sydney because we're probably
Yeah,
there.
which race?
So the Guineas, the Rosedale Guineas race. What is it?
Oh,
6.
lay of the day.
Broadsiding. You serious?
Yes.
Why
Yes.
do you say that, Tone? Why? What? Are you laying broadside?
I'll tell you why. But you tell me what you think
This
about
will be
this race,
interesting.
Tone. You tell me what you think, Tone.
Race 6.
Oh, look.
Can he win?
Geez, look. I don't think there's anything here much to beat it. I do like the second horse.
The
I like
Derby.
what's named Jamie's on it, but
Yes.
I've gone off her. And that's the only reason I wouldn't back the second horse. My cousin's been in my ear the last month or so about the third horse, Swift Falcon. So I don't
Yeah.
know. He reckons that is a real chance in this. But when you look at it on paper, you'd think broadsiding is pretty well much the pick, I would say.
Do you though?
But
Do you though? I mean,
I'm not going to back him. I'm not going to bet the race.
No, well, he's too short to back outright. But if you're going to put him in your multis, I'm going to tell you why you don't. He's won one race at this trip, and that was the Cox Plate, where he was beaten 10 lengths by Via Sistina, and the second horse also beat him quite well. Last start, he was very, very ordinary over the 1600. I think the dry track pulled him up. It was a good first up run, but he didn't beat much. He hates the dry track. He's 2 wins from 9 starts on a dry track. So that dry track and the distance combined, I just don't think I can have him even in a multi at $2. I do like Gold Rush Guru. We mentioned that in the Guineas race at Caulfield a few weeks back. I think you might have also liked it, Tone. It did come home really strong, got really warm late over the 1600. This horse, Gold Rush Guru, is going to eat up the 2,000 metres. I like that Jamie Mellum has followed him up into Sydney, and I think she's probably the best jockey to be on him. I would have a little bet on Gold Rush Guru to win this race because you're not getting each way odds. Sorry, he's definitely going to run top 3. Swift Falcon might be tired late and fall out of the top 3.
I'm going to give you one as a rough because I again Gold Rush Guru, the Derby horse, the South Australian horse. I've been all over it. Not that I've been on it all the time, but I don't doubt its quality. Broadsiding, again, I don't doubt its quality, but I'm going to give you one that I think is worth watching. Plymouth.
Oh, yes.
The Kiwi came over first up here, and I think it ran 5th last week. And I tell you what, I think they've got a little bit of a gear change, which will probably help. If one is looking for distance or one believes that this is going to be a truer type distance race, Plymouth goes in my numbers. That's all I'm going to say.
What about Aliana? Do you think she can see the trip for Chris Waller? Jason Colladon?
Yeah.
I mean, over this trip, they're going to be running on late. So I think she's every little bit of a chance.
Look, her form's not bad. Her run wasn't that bad.
No.
No,
and she was same as Gold Rush Guru. She was getting warm late over the 1600. So, and she was against the boys, which she runs up against again this week. I think she's a little bit of a sneaky Aliana. I think she's a little bit underrated because of what else is in this race.
Probably right.
You got Plymouth. What's name's on Plymouth too? Good money rider, Mark Zara.
Yep.
He's always got his finger on the pulse, so to speak. He'll be trying his heart out with it for sure.
Yeah. We'll go to the Galaxy because one of Marto's favourite horses is in this.
Let's have a look.
Absolutely. Marto might not remember it, but I do.
Galaxy.
Number 13.
Okay, what do you got?
Private Harry.
I do remember him. And I tell you what, this horse has got amazing form behind him. Everything that he has beaten has come out and won next start. I mean, how much more can you frank a form? You've won 4 in a row, and everything that's run behind him has come out and won next start. Private Harry, this is a horse on the up. I love this horse, mate.
I know you
absolutely love this horse.
But you know what the problem is? You've got some ghosts. This is, you know how we always say Tone, and we always say Tone is
Oh,
races with so many. This is one of yours because Growing Empire is
Mardo's got a
No,
stack in this.
no, forget Growing Empire. It's come back a cat. It's not the
Yeah,
same horse.
where's
Forget Growing Empire.
you drop horses like the way
That's
you
why
drop girls. Seriously.
I'll take them on form, mate. But front page, I'd have in there as a rough chance as well. You still got Straka and Estrella running around. Maybe Estrella doesn't quite get this.
What about
This might
Brianna?
be too sharp.
What about
There's
Brianna?
Riata, there's Marzu, there's Uncommon James, but Private Harry. I mean, how can you? This is a horse on the up. Ashley Morgan's on. Barrier 6, going to get every opportunity, and getting him with 53 kilos. It's hard to see him getting beat. It really is. I mean, nothing's unbeatable, but it is hard to see him getting beat. I like the selection, Tone.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I want to know why Tom Marquin's on Jetabil. That would be my each way roughie.
Is that even
He has come out for a couple of rides, yes.
Did he come out here on holidays again? Him and what's his wife's name? Holly, isn't it? It's Holly.
Holly
Holly Doyle. Holly the Dolly, as Tone calls him. Her. But yes, Jetabil is in my numbers for top 4. I don't know if she's followed him out, but yeah, he's come down.
It's not one of my horses, but I thought, how come he's on that? You know, it's not it's not, you know, it won well last start. You know, it was a good win, right? But it's not one of my horses, but I just wondered, well, Tommy on there at 17 skins might be worth a bit each way.
100%.
Definitely.
Let's go over to Melbourne, cover the William Reid, because this is probably a race with my ghosts. But boys, what do you think? Tone, I'm going to start with you if you can flick over to the William Reid.
What race is it, Taz? Just for a sec.
9.
Yeah.
9 at the Valley.
Race 9.
Right.
You want me to tell you about my ghosts? I'll give you my ghosts for starters. Stretton Angel,
Ghosts.
Arabian Summer. Both horses. I think Stretton Angel is going to be kept to the sort of the shorter distances, and I think its last start down the straight wasn't bad. Arabian Summer, I honestly think, comes in underrated here because its form on the rain affected is 4 starts for 2 wins and 2/3. It's my smoky. I like this race, but this is a very hard race. For me. It's like saying, which child do you love more? And I can't my love for quite a few children in this race. Boys,
Arabian Summer brings Private Harry form. That's another one. Ran 3rd to Private Harry and then came out and won next start. Again, I don't mind it on the wet track as well. I'm going to say, what's the number 4? Swartz. I think Swartz has got real strong Sydney form coming into this as well. And I think he's definitely each way chance around the bend. Didn't like him last start down the straight, but he was at Caulfield, wasn't he? Sorry. But around the bend, back to 1,200 metres. And I think Jimmy Starr is vulnerable.
Yeah, I think he is, but Jimmy just mowed us home. Tone?
On the dry
Well,
track.
you covered them. Arabian Summer's my bet, and me little sneaky chance is Swartz.
There you go.
I think it's there. You go. So yeah, I'm with you guys.
How sad is it that?
Well, Arabian Summer's got nothing on its back. It's got the form, like you said, Taz, on the track. You know, the track conditions, and I think Swartz will be right up there. I think they're the two that are going to fight it out.
I just think we're going to see a much improved run. Forgive the last start. It was a good win before that in Sydney. And I just think we're going to see a much improved run. Sorry, it was at the Valley. I'm going everywhere. Yeah, no. Swartz actually won 1,200 2 starts back at the Valley. But it's sad for the Valley. We've only got a handful of races left.
It's all right.
They're closing down to refurb, and it's not going to open again until August 2027. We're not going to have the Cox Plate at the Valley this year or next.
Doesn't matter. They'll find a place. Now, we've got a minute to go.
Yes, but it's not the same.
They will find a place. They've done it. They did it with Caulfield. They'll do it again. They'll do it with all. Now, I've got a zinger, and I'm going to leave it to you guys. But my first zinger, quick one. Okay? What do you call a magician if you take away their magic?
What?
Ian.
What?
Cool. Ian. You've taken my magic off the word magician. You've got Ian left. Yeah. Well, I'm renaming my toilet from John to Jim because I think it's impressive to tell people I go to the gym every day.
That's not a bad thing, especially in the morning, Tone, because we're wrapping up. We're less than a minute. Tell us what you think very quickly, and we're leaving it with you. Episode 40.
I haven't got one.
You haven't got one. Well, anyway, let's get on. We got winners everywhere.
What do you call Flying Irishman's here? A space invader. That's it.
Space Invader is good. Gentlemen, always a pleasure. Stay well. May your football team continue to win or continue to lose. I don't care. Let's get on the ponies. Let's find some winners, and let's have a great weekend. Thank you.
What a great weekend.
Thanks, guys.
See you all
Good luck,
later.
everyone.
See you on the page.
Yep.